What's up, guys? What's going on? What's up, Goose? I see you in the chat already. What's up, brother? What's going on, Coach? How you doing, man?
Good, man.
How
Good,
you been,
man.
brother?
I'm
Good?
freaking excited. We're starting to open back up a little bit here, and it's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah. So we got us a little series I think we're gonna dive into, and this will be kind of episode one of that. Um, and it's called The Biggest What Ifs in Sports. What's up, Jared Williams?
What up, Jared? What's up, Goose?
So these are gonna be the biggest what ifs in sports, guys. So we're gonna give you guys a what if scenario, and we'll each give our opinion on it, and tell you what we think. And there's a lot of what ifs. There's a lot of what if scenarios in sports out there. One or two picks in a draft either way, or somebody one or two little decisions for trades, or not to take. Not much needs to happen to change the franchise, to change an entire face of a franchise out there. No matter what sport it is: basketball, baseball, football, soccer, hockey. There's a lot. What up, Deuce? Leedy in the house. What's up, Leedy?
What's up, guys? How are y'all doing?
All right, so let's dive right into it, Coach. And our first what if is, what if Dale Earnhardt never crashed? What do you think his career as a NASCAR driver would look like?
I mean, he won seven before championships before he crashed. I bet he wins. Maybe make it like 10 at least. I think at least he wins 10 NASCAR championships.
Dude, I'm saying it. I'm with you. I'm at least 10 to 12, 10 to 12. I mean, he just the style in which he drove. Like, it was nobody was, the reason he won all them races is nobody was ever as aggressive as him.
Oh yeah, I mean,
He was the most aggressive driver on the track.
and if he thought someone did him wrong, did him dirty, he's gonna.
Oh, he took it out on the track.
Oh, he'll make you realize it, and I think too with him is I think he would keep eyes on the sport of NASCAR. I mean, just because he was entertaining and how he drove was entertaining.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
And so-
he was a Spitfire. He was a spark plug. He was a lightning rod type of a character. Like, he brought that fire. He brought the fire. Fire and attitude.
Oh yeah, and think about something like this too. On that, and kind of we were talking about too, Dale Jr.
Yeah.
You know, seeing him and his dad race against each other. At Daytona.
Yeah.
I mean that would have been freaking awesome. What's up, lady?
What's up, Lady Steel? Beast in the house. What's up, Beastie? What's going on, brother? Yeah, man. I'm with you. I'm saying at least 10. At the
Yeah.
very least 10. I mean,
And-
to be more realistic, I would have to say 12, because you got to think too, as time went on, the track rules and restrictions got a lot tougher.
So he would have had to change up his style of driving. But like you were saying, I think he was a good enough driver. He would have. Do you think he'd have won 100 races by the time he was done?
I don't know, man.
I mean, he was at 76 before he died.
Hey, Ted, with the $20 dono hype in the house.
Oh.
What's up, man?
Very
Hey,
nice.
thanks for that 20 spot, brother. Appreciate that. Dono hype. Ted in the house. What's up, Ted? How you doing, brother? Thanks a lot, man. Much appreciated. He said, hey, Bobby, hope you're doing well. Enjoy your Sunday. Cheers, brother. Cheers to you too, boss. If I had beer on me, I would definitely give you a cheers, but unfortunately, I am out at the moment. But cheers to you, my guy. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I agree, Goose. 100 would be tough, but I think it would be interesting to see if he could got there, for sure.
What's up, Karam?
What's
Yeah,
up?
I mean, like 12 championships, I think is realistic. Just from how fast did he win 7? Like he won 7 quick, man.
When did he start racing? In the in the 90s, like the early mid 90s?
I think his first professional race was late 80s, like 89 or something like. I think his first professional race was late 80s.
And he died in what, 2003?
I think it was 03. I'm pretty sure
Like
it was
early.
03.
It was early 2000s, right? When he he had that bad wreck at Daytona.
Yeah. I'm telling you, he would have been the best. He would have been the best driver out there. What's up, Vegas Vix? What's up, brother? Hey, Elias in the house. What's up, bud? He would have been the best. He would have probably been the best driver out. Like,
Oh, yeah.
just the skill. Watch some of the highlight reels of him drive. I've never seen anybody weave in and out of traffic and just like the way he would do it.
Oh yeah, he would. I mean, he was just. He was special. That's the bottom line.
Dude, and the last 10 laps, of a race, you'd see him put the hammer down and make his move.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, he was.
He would
special.
hang with the pack. He would hang with the pack and let everybody else show what they were gonna do. And he would drop the hammer on the last 10 or 20 laps.
He just had a knack for. But what I loved about him is like a lot of great, all-time greats is they just had a knack for just winning, in the big moments, in the big races, he just had a knack for just getting stuff taken care of.
Absolutely.
And it's. And I know that there was a lot of hype around Junior when he started, but I mean, there's unfortunately there's only one there's only one real Dale Earnhardt, and that was, I thought, Senior, for sure.
Ted, I am pumped about the upcoming season as well, man. I'm curious to see how Jarrett Stidham's going to do this year for us. I'm definitely. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. We're gonna get to see what the young kids got. We definitely are. Coach plays in the house. What up, Coach?
What's up? What's good, Coach?
Yeah. So the guy. I think 100 races would be within reach if he drove long enough. I think if he drove long enough, I absolutely think he could hit the 100 that triple figure mark. And I think 12 championships would have absolutely been obtainable for him in a career. But dude, the best. I still think he's one of the best drivers to ever sit behind a NASCAR.
Oh yeah,
wheel.
yeah. He was a bona fide star. I mean, people turned on NASCAR to watch Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line. They turned on NASCAR to watch Dale Earnhardt race. He got eyes on the sport and eyes on TV, on televisions.
No doubt. No, he brought a lot of prominence to that sport. And there's a lot of guys today that copy that aggressive style of driving.
Oh yeah, I'll watch NASCAR every once in a while. It'd be one of those things like on Sunday, I'll be doing something around the house and if
you
football's
just have it
not
on.
I have it on and I just kind of glance every once in a while. But
Sand Creek says he's what made Junior. He's what made Junior absolutely adopted his style of driving, and he did. Sand Creek. The way JL Junior drives is the same way his dad did. He ain't afraid of nobody on the track, and if he's got to make a move or he's gonna take some paint exchange, he goes and does it.
Oh yeah, and if you think about it too, it's kind of like talking about like the '90s NBA.
Yeah.
seniors race in a time where there's very little restrictions on the driver. I mean,
Yeah.
you could throw a guy up against the wall, and not think twice about it.
Yeah, because it was just, yeah, you handled your beefs on the track, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, he would have. It's a shame that we didn't get to see that great of a career play out. It really does suck.
Oh yeah. There's no doubt of that, my man.
All right, coach. So we're gonna switch. We're gonna switch. Pace up a little bit here, and we're gonna go into a football one. And the next what if is, what if Aaron Rodgers was drafted by the Bears? How many rings would Chicago have had if they didn't, or if they did draft Aaron Rodgers?
I think they win the '07 Super Bowl. I think they do beat Manning in the Colts that year.
Me too.
You know, they might have won 2 or 3, I think, with him. Just because, like the 2012 to 2016, you had Alshon Jeffrey, Brandon Marshall on that same team. I mean, you didn't have the defense like you did in '07, but
You had Matt Forte too.
you had the offensive weapons, and that's something I don't think he's ever had except, or I say ever had, last few years with Green Bay with like Cobb and Jordan Nelson, he would have like legit weapons. He was drafted in '05, Arku.
Oh, excuse me. 05,
was-
Karam. 05.
He was in the same draft with Cedric Benson. That's who the Bears took instead of him, which blew my mind on that one. But that's
Hey, Ted with another super chat, $5 more. Thanks a lot, brother. Much appreciated. He says, okay, Bob, I'm gonna jump off. I'll catch the replay tomorrow. Have a great night, my friend. Hashtag go Pats. You know it, brother. Pats Nation for life. Thank you for the $5 super chat, my dude. Much appreciated. You the man.
Oh yeah.
Have a good night, Ted, and happy Mother's Day, brother. Happy Mother's Day to your moms.
What do you think? What do you think, Bobby? How many rings do you think they win?
How many rings?
With the Bears?
I say Rodgers wins 3.
So what, like '07, then go somewhere in the...
I say they win the 07 one. Mm-hmm. And then what was the year?
It-
Hold on a sec. Let me pull it up. Hold on.
I got you.
I'm going to pull something up real quick.
Now, in saying that Manning Colts team in '07, they were like a freaking team of destiny that year. I mean,
Leedy does bring up a good point. He said Rodgers may not have beat the Steelers in the 2010 Super Bowl.
that's a good point. That's a real good point.
If he were on the Bears. That's true. But I do think he would have won 3 over his time span there. Mm-hmm. I do think he would have won 3.
Because he's been to 1 and won 1, and that's
Been to
it.
1.
He's been to 1 and won 1. Well, he's batting 1,000, that's for sure. But
Yeah, no, he's. Let me do one bit of research real quick. But
I
I mean,
got you.
professionally, I feel kind of bad for Aaron Rodgers because I don't think the Packers have really maximized his career too well.
Well,
Um,
I mean, you look at him this year with the draft. They gave him no weapons again,
yeah, nothing. I know.
and he makes chicken salad out of chicken crap every year. It seems like. Oh, it would have been awesome, Vegas. Instead of Cedric Benson, that you were worried if he would play or not because he got injured all the time. You would have a stable quarterback for 15, 20 years. You know, you wouldn't have to go through the Rex Grossmans of the world and the Jay Cutlers, you know. And you think about this, if the Bears draft Rodgers, where does Cutler go?
I see. So I think in '08 they would have finished a lot better in '08 as well. That's what I'm looking at now. I think in '08 they would have had a chance to finish a lot better. And I think the matchups would have been very favorable for them in the playoffs.
Because who was the quarterback, Castle or Grossman, that year?
I believe it
In
was
08.
I believe it was Grossman.
No doubt, Arku. He was a heck of a football player. Cedric Benson.
I know. Sucks.
Oh, yeah.
So, I do think Rodgers wins 3. I think they find a way with him to ride that defense too as well. I think as they would have. I think if he was the quarterback, I think they would have probably done a better job of holding that defense together for as long as they could have, because they saw that with a proper quarterback that they could basically just ride that that Urlacher based defense. I bet they win 2 with that D. I could easily see them winning 2 with that defense. And yes, my fat ass is eating some nacho cheese Doritos. Yes, because
Yeah,
I'm fat and I'm hungry.
I agree. You know,
I just think that defense was too. I think they could have rode that defense to 2 Super Bowl runs easily.
oh, yeah. And you think about this, too. What does that do to the career of Brian Urlacher? Do we look at Brian Urlacher different if he has another ring?
Oh yeah.
You know?
And yes, Karam, we absolutely do
yeah.
have NBA topics on the docket for today. We have a couple.
We got a good one.
Yeah.
We got 2 good ones, I think. I'm actually more excited about the NBA ones than I am the NFL ones.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Rodgers to the Bears would have been really, because let's say he got drafted to the Bears and stayed with them. Not only would he have had that Urlacher run D for probably maybe 3 years, they would have been able to keep that defense together. If he was there, he also would have gotten the Khalil Mack defense. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He would have had the defense, the defense as of late. I think that I'm gonna say three Super Bowls was probably pretty obtainable for Aaron Rodgers, and if he was on the Bears.
Oh, yeah.
And I think if he was on the Bears, I think that they would do a better job of getting him some talent too, or keep it. I shouldn't say getting him some talent, because he would have had talent to start there with Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey. I think they would have done a better job of keeping talent around him than the Packers have done
Yeah.
over the
and
years.
And you think about this, too. I just looked this up. I was kind of curious. Jay Cutler, he got drafted by the Broncos in 2006.
Yep.
And so, if that happens, he doesn't go to the Bears.
Yep. And I think the Bears that year would have taken either a receiver or a running back.
I agree, to help him to get him more weapons.
Yep. Absolutely.
I 100% agree, because, again, to me, the Bears have always had, the better, more weapons more often than the Packers. But just the Packers have had quarterback. Think about it. You go from Favre for 20 years to Rodgers. So that's a 30, what are we at right now?
36 year, I think.
36. Yeah, that's a 36-year window where the Packers had 2 franchise quarterbacks back to back.
And have only been able to win 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah. on the David Tyreek. That's
Hey,
a
we
good
got
question.
Ted down the pipeline, bro. We got some Pats ones coming up. I got a few. I got a few really good Patriots what ifs coming down the pipeline, dude. Yeah, we got some good ones.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good.
Elias,
Like,
I'm eating everything. I have a whole bag of just freaking snacks in front of me, dude.
you know, like Bobby said, this is just episode 1. We're gonna roll through some of these.
Oh
that's
yeah,
all-
man. Believe there's a
mean-
lot of sports what ifs. Dude, this is only episode 1, man. We are just getting started.
I mean, you think about it, you know, kind of going off that. You think about it. You talk to fans. Well, if this didn't happen, this would, there's a that's all sports is. After it happens, is what if.
What if? What could have been?
I mean, but yeah, I'm with you. I mean, the Bears would be in a better situation now than they are currently.
Much
if
better.
if they had Rodgers.
If they did, absolutely. I think they would have won 3 Super Bowls from when Rodgers was first drafted to right now.
I agree. I 100% agree because look what
They
Rodgers
could have
did
rode
with
that. They could have rode that defense to at least. They could have rode the D into at least 2.
too. Yeah,
At least.
and like you were saying, Rodgers would be the benefactor of the Khalil Mack defense right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
and
all
so
they would
there's-
need to do would be focus on offense. Draft some receivers, draft some scat back style running backs, and let Rodgers do his thing.
Oh yeah, you're not worrying about whether if Trubisky can be the guy or
Yeah.
if you
None of
don't have to worry
stuff,
about that
dude.
stuff.
None.
You can just Bears fans would be a lot happier too. I think.
I think so.
But shoot, man.
All right, you ready to move down the line to the next one?
This one I'm excited about. This next one I am like I am pumped about this one.
What if Allen Iverson chose football over basketball because he was good enough? He was good enough to play college ball, and
What?
probably in some way, shape, or form, whether it was undrafted or in a late round, get picked up into the NFL.
Well, you think about this, and he comes out and says in that Showtime documentary, like football was his first love. Mm-hmm. He would play basketball year round, but football was his first love. I mean, he got drafted in the NBA in '96, right? And if you think about it, they always talk about Iverson was Vic before Vic. You know? Mm-hmm. I mean, he just did things that you didn't see quarterbacks do it during that time.
No, nope.
I think he would have changed the league to more what it is now with the smaller scat backs or the slot receivers, or just I don't think he would play quarterback. But think about this too: does Notre Dame win a couple of national titles in the '90s with Iverson?
Probably not.
Oh yeah, because that's that Miami, huh?
That was at Miami. That was.
Nebraska, right? Nebraska, Oklahoma, in like the mid '90s.
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I was just getting my dates in my
Karam,
head
he
right.
did play football in high school, and he was really good.
He-
Really good.
I got this down. He won the '92 state title, and he won the Virginia High School Player of the Year that same year. Mm-hmm. And just '93 is when he got busted in that bowling alley brawl that threw him in jail for a year?
A year, I think he was in the.
Yeah. And the only reason he got into Georgetown, was if you watch the documentary, is his mom. His mom wrote a letter to I cannot freaking remember his name. Holy crap. I got it right here.
I hope so, Ted. I hope he's the guy. Yeah, his mom had to basically beg the coach from Georgetown to take him, right?
I mean, basically saying, I mean, she wrote letters and like, I mean, he basically freaking that guy saved his career.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, John Thompson.
Yeah.
John Thompson. He always had the, if you ever watched the Requiem of the Big 10, he always had the suit and always had the towel around his neck.
Yep.
But I mean, crap. But
Think about this too, right? And so, talk about like a trickle down effect. Like, so he never gets into the NBA, and he gets like, what do the Sixers look like? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
What do the Sixers look like without him? They'd be struggling.
yeah. I mean, he was the only reason anyone watched Sixer games in the '90s and early 2000s. Honestly, because he was the star. He was the reason people watched the Sixers was AI.
Yeah. No, absolutely, 100%, dude. 100%.
He was fun to watch. I mean, as an undersized point guard, he was not afraid to get inside and freaking finish.
Not at all, man. Not at all. He played so much bigger than he really was.
And I think that attests to playing football growing up, just being a tough guy.
Yeah, being able to get banged around under the hoop and still deliver, when it mattered. I think that had a lot. I'm with you on that one. I think that had a lot to do with it.
Now let me ask you this one too. I was talking about this. If Iverson say 96, 97, he gets drafted in the NFL. What happens to Vic in 01, I wonder? Is he looked at a little different? Because remember when Vic came out of Virginia Tech, there was really no one like him. Especially playing quarterback.
Yeah. No, it may have delayed Vic's rise to stardom.
No doubt.
I definitely think Iverson's past and the football that he, I'm definitely in agreement with you with that. Like his style was a lot. He played bigger than he was. He played a lot bigger than he was. And his court vision was stupid good. His ability to see the court and get the ball into a shooter's hands was uncanny.
Those no looks he would do, just driving and just toss it
Yeah.
to a guy in the corner, and it is one that you better be ready to catch the ball and shoot because that ball may be coming to you if he's driving.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
to me, Iverson's the modern day. He kind of set the model of what the modern day point guard is.
Yeah. He
You know?
like Rajon Rondo's court vision and his court vision are very, very similar.
Yeah.
Like Rondo and AI saw the court. I think they saw the court very, very similarly because Rondo's ability to dish the basketball is still really good.
Oh yeah.
That's something you can't teach. Like court vision and knowing where a guy's going to be, or just being able to get him an open look just by you driving to the bat. Like that type, you can't teach that kind of stuff. And like AI he did it so well and so effortless. Hey JD, what's up, man?
What's good, JD?
You know what I mean? He just did it so effortlessly.
Oh my god! Like I remember as a kid growing up. I grew up in the '90s, and like I always remember seeing AI jerseys around school.
Yeah.
I mean-
Everybody had him.
I mean, he was just. And the other question is, if he doesn't get drafted to the Sixers, do we get the? We talking about practice,
Yeah.
not a game. We talking about practice.
Yeah.
I mean, do we get those one-liners, those legendary press conferences from him.
I know, man. I know.
But I mean, like you said, man.
I don't think the Sixers would be half as successful. I really don't. I don't think they would be half as successful. I think the teams that they had to go up against in AI's prime would have absolutely destroyed them if it wasn't for AI.
Who was coming out of the East those years? Those mid '90s. Did he ever make it to the finals? I can't remember. If he did,
I don't think he made it to the finals. I think he got close though a couple of times.
because that's the tail end of the Jordan Bulls, right?
Yep. That's the very tail end of the Michael Jordan Bulls era.
And that's the rise of the Pistons.
The Pistons started to get really good.
The Nets.
Yeah. Yep.
And the Knicks. Is that right? In the late 90s, early 2000s?
Yeah. Yep. Pistons were just kind of starting to climb that ladder. The Nets were really good. The West teams were what was that?
The West was the Kobe Shaq Lakers.
The Kobe Shaq Lakers and the Spurs.
The Spurs were coming up. They weren't quite there yet, but they were. It was the Dennis Rodman.
The beginning of the build.
It was the Dennis Rodman Spurs during that time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to think who else came out of the West during that time. Not very many. That's for dang sure. But yeah, AI changed the game though, man. Basketball, like how you play. And
how he changed how point guards play the game today.
You know, we talk about all the time how the Golden State Warriors have changed the game with a 3-ball, being as consistent as they are. Well, AI changed the game of how point guards penetrate and dish and finish. Instead of a team changed the game, it was a person.
Yeah.
I mean,
no doubt.
But he was so popular, like I said, even down here in rural West Texas, I remember seeing quite a bit of AI jerseys walking around school. Mm-hmm. It wasn't the Mavericks, it wasn't the Spurs, it wasn't the Rock. It was Allen Iverson and Michael Jordan jerseys.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think everybody knew that the GOAT was like Jordan. They could see the end in sight for Jordan at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, AI was something special, man. I remember I got to watch him in his prime, and it was, I mean, he was, like I said, his ability to see the court was something special. It was, I still think he would have been more success. I still think he made the better choice in going to basketball.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I just think if he went to college, I think the teams that he would have had to go up against I think they would have been too like, dude, that run, the time in which he would have been in college, there was a lot. There was like 8 teams that were just powerhouses.
That's the end of the Tom Arnold, Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Yep.
In the Wishbone, the famous shootout. That's the rise of Miami in the late '90s.
Mm-hmm. That was the start of that epic Miami Hurricanes team. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That just ran through it just because they had so much more talent than it. But you know, they were talking about he was going to go to Notre Dame. Would he have lasted with Lou Holtz at Notre Dame? Because you know Lou Holtz was such a stickler for rules and structure and doing the right thing.
I don't know. Dude, that's a whole nother what if. What if he transferred to a different school? Like, what if he transferred to Ohio State?
Right, exactly, or Miami.
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole nother what if right there.
Mm-hmm. Because you know they interviewed Lou Holtz on that Showtime documentary on him, and he was like he wanted AI.
Yeah.
Notre
Yeah.
Dame wanted Allen Iverson at quarterback.
I think they almost expected him to sign to pick
Up until he
football.
got arrested. Up until he got arrested, and they pulled his offer.
Yeah, yeah. No doubt, no doubt.
But yeah, AI, dude, freaking star and
Just
kept us it.
one of those players that changed the way basketball's played. Just changed the way the position played.
Oh yeah. Oh, and changed the way it's perceived in today's game.
Yeah.
I
No
mean,
doubt.
like I said, man, I just remember, like, I vividly remember just walking around the mall and walk around these sports stores, and you see AI jerseys hanging.
No, it's yeah, man. He was a special player. He's one of those guys that transcended the league. We still talk about him now, and he's how many years has he been retired? It's
I mean, he, like you said, man, he basically single-handedly kept the Sixers afloat
yeah,
and kept the Sixers relevant.
no doubt, man, no doubt. So, Coach, let's move on to the next one.
Getting a little personal here, Bobby, on this one for you. You're hitting close to home right here.
What if the Cleveland Browns never let Bill Belichick go? Now, people forget he took that Browns team and went 8-8 with them. I believe the year before he left, and then after he left, they fell apart. They absolutely fell apart. Like he was the biggest problem that the Cleveland Browns had with Belichick was he was doing Belichick things when
In
he
Cleveland.
was still with Cleveland, and he wasn't winning the way he was in New England. Like he was still an asshat to the media, and they were 8-8.
Now help me in this one. He went Browns, Giants with Parcells, then New England,
I think it actually was
or was
the
it
Giants first, then
Parcells.
then Cleveland, and then
the Pats?
the Pats. Yeah,
So the Pats
they
hired
were
him after the Browns
actually.
fired
I
him?
take it back. I believe he was the head coach of the Jets for a day, and then he resigned. He wrote a letter on a napkin. Wrote a letter on a napkin and resigned and took the Patriots head coaching job. So yeah. Because Belichick was responsible for that Giants defense, that Giants defense with
With
Parcells.
with Lawrence Taylor and that group. I mean, that's the question, Ted, for sure.
Hey, Ted, we're gonna get over the next couple of years, brother. We are gonna get our answer, man. The next couple of years, we're gonna see who was better. Leedy says, if the Browns never let Belichick go, the Pats dynasty would have never existed. Leedy, that could be absolutely true, man.
Mm-hmm.
That could be absolutely true.
And would we be
Because
talking about?
people forget, Coach. He was slowly building that Browns team up. They were getting
yeah.
better and better. They were getting better. You know what I mean? They were slowly if they would have just had the patience, the Browns could have been the Browns. Who never knows, man.
Yeah.
You never know. The Browns could have built the same way the Pats did, just slowly over time, and it's something though. But Leedy, you're right, man. If he never left the Browns, who knows, dude? The Pats dynasty would have never happened.
That still blows my mind that the freaking. No, it doesn't blow because we're talking about Cleveland. Because that organization has not been very well run in a long time. I think since Belichick. I mean, but it's just it blows my mind on that one. But would we be talking about the Browns having a dynasty, or at least being not the butt of the joke?
So here's a question: if Belichick stayed the Browns coach, would they have won a Super Bowl?
I think eventually, yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with you. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they would have done it.
Because I think Bill's that good of a coach. He would have got that Browns defense right
Yeah.
before the offense. And that's what he was doing is he was building that defense up to be competitive
Yeah,
and slowly building that up. Then
the problem is the Cleveland media got tired of him, and so they kicked him out. The Cleveland media, like if I'm a Browns fan and I look at that I blame the media for putting pressure on ownership to kick Belichick out.
100%.
Where ownership should have just said, "Ben, be patient, guys. Something, it's going to be good." Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and you know that old saying of if you listen to the fans, you're gonna be sitting with them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what happened. Is the ownership listened to the media because they got their feelings hurt because Belichick's gonna be that old cranky. I really don't want to talk to you right now.
He's a curmudgeon at its best.
Oh, and that's why he fits so well with the Boston media because he could give a two craps what they say. And the Boston media just gonna keep letting him have it, and he's like, "Oh, whatever, I don't care."
Yeah, the media's got thick skin up here, so they'll try and badger him, and he'll just shoot him down. That's how it works.
And they're
It's been that way for 20 years.
Yeah, and they're like, "Okay, whatever, it's Bill."
Yeah.
But I mean, you think about it though. What forever and a day, the Browns were the butt of the joke for. I mean,
if
they
they
were
gave
the
Belichick
butt of
15 or 18 seasons there, I think he would have at least brought one Super Bowl. I think so.
And of a fan base that deserves a Super Bowl, it's the freaking Cleveland Brown fans. Those fans deserve a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I mean,
no
look
doubt,
what-
dude. No doubt. They show up and show out. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, look what happened with LeBron when he won the championship for Cleveland.
Oh, they practically burned the city down.
Oh yeah, so what would happen with the Browns?
And I'll say this: that's a football town. That's not a basketball town. That's a football town.
Yeah, that Midwest United States, that is that's football central right there. I mean, crap. The Hall of Fame is what? How far is Canton from Cleveland?
Oh,
It's not very far.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right there. That is football central.
But that's what, Leedy kind of brought up my point where he was like, he said that, if Belichick doesn't leave the Browns, does the Patriots dynasty ever happen?
I think they keep Parcells. Was Parcells before Bill?
Yes.
So I think they keep Parcells just because they don't have anyone else. But who would take over after they got tired of Parcells?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother question in itself. Like,
Then Parcells doesn't go to the Cowboys,
yep.
and Parcells doesn't give Tony Romo a chance.
I know.
I mean, it's just this big old, and that's why we love sports because it's just this big old domino of cause and effects.
Yeah.
This big old domino effects of what's going on. It's awesome.
No, it is like one decision, and you never, you know what I mean? You never know how far it goes. But I do think if the Cleveland Browns had given Belichick the same amount of time the Pats have given him, if they gave him at least 15, at least 10 seasons, I think he could have got the Browns close to a Super Bowl in 10 seasons. I think he could have got him close.
When did he get hired by the Pats? 2001?
Oh,
No, 2001. What's his
2000.
first year?
2000.
2000. So he was with the Browns. What? 98, 99.
So Ted brought up an interesting point. He goes, "But Bill Belichick drafted Tom Brady. So does Tom Brady get drafted if Bill's not there?"
Or does he get drafted by the Browns?
Like we said, guys, like trickle down effect. It's a trickle down. You never know. You just don't know.
Hold up. I'm gonna look this because I'm kind of curious. Sorry about that.
You
Let's
good,
see.
man? You're good.
When was I'm trying to figure out? Okay, so he was from Bill Belichick was the head coach at Cleveland from 91 to 95. So he had to deal with the Cowboys dynasty
Yeah.
in that one.
Yep.
Then you went to New England as an assistant.
Yep.
Then the Jets for 2 years. Then New England.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, he would have to deal with the that's I mean, we say win a Super Bowl. I don't think in the mid '90s, but I think in like in the early 2000s, I think he has a chance to win one.
What's up, Beyond the Game? What's up, man?
What is good beyond the game?
What's up, brother? So, yeah, like that's. I mean, if Bill never shows up in New England, Brady never shows up in New England because he doesn't get because Bill drafted Brady. So,
And we're not having this who's better than who, Bill or Brady. We're not having this conversation.
and maybe Brady and Brady could have never got his shot. You know, he could have never got his shot. You know,
he could have been
which is a whole nother what if. We'll get into we'll get into at a later date.
And he could have been drafted and got out of the league in 2 years. I mean, just don't know.
Leedy says, but the Steelers could have won 9 if Bill never left the Browns because it would have probably taken him years to rebuild that franchise. That's Leedy. That's true. You guys could have won a couple. You probably could have won a couple more, or at least definitely got close, because it would have taken Belichick years to rebuild that organization.
What's good, Carver family?
Ted Ward, Ted, it was a perfect storm, man. It was a perfect storm of stuff that led Bill to New England. So hey, man, sports are a game of inches. A game of inches. What's up, Carver family? Yeah, man, it's any sport.
And think about
inches.
and think about how like close Belichick and Parcells were. Like, I mean, I mean, Bill you always listen to him talk about Parcells, and it's like he has so much respect for Bill Parcells.
Oh, they had a heated rivalry for a while though. They banged heads.
Oh yeah, but
when it comes to like a mutual respect, yeah, they have a mutual respect for one another.
Oh yeah, because I think Parcells gave Bill I know Belichick his chance, especially as a coordinator.
He did. Those Giants teams those Giants teams under Parcells were Bill's under Bill's as a defensive coordinator.
Right. Kind of off topic rule. Have you ever seen the Football Life, the Bill Parcells?
It was awesome.
And it talks about the coaching tree.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the Parcells coaching tree, holy crap.
Yeah. I know. Hey, the tuna was good, man. Don't mess with the tuna.
He knew how to freaking win, that's for sure.
He did. And it was win at all cost. That was the attitude. Win at all cost. All right. Let's move down to the next one, Coach, which is another entertaining one. Speaking of Leedy and the Steeler fans being in the chat, what if Big Ben was drafted by the Giants?
Ooh. And because that. What
if Big Ben was drafted by New York? Because they were in the running. They could have drafted him.
That's right. That's the whole Eli Manning. That's the same draft, right? Where Eli got drafted by the Chargers, then traded to
What if the Giants drafted Big Ben? Would the Giants with Big Ben have more than 2 Super Bowls than they did with Eli?
Or would the Steelers win a Super Bowl without Big Ben?
I want to hear the Leedy. I think Leedy's still in here. I want to hear his thoughts. Hey, Beyond,
yeah.
thanks. I appreciate that, man. I do like this hat. It's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
Viva Italia, motherfucker.
When you first put that thing on the other day, I couldn't
Cement.
figure out what
That's
it said.
cement shoe life, Beyond.
I couldn't figure out what it said when you put that thing on for the draft. I was trying to. I thought it was a Titleist hat. I'm like, what the hell? I looked. Oh, Italiana. But
There's some bad blood there, Ted. There definitely is.
oh yeah,
There was some bad blood at the end of the Parcells kind of deal. There was some bad blood there. I think they've ironed it out now, though. I'm pretty sure they have. But for a while, there was some bad blood.
what? Yeah.
So what do you think, Coach? Do you think the Giants win more than 2 Super Bowls with if Big Ben gets drafted by New York
I think
instead
so,
of the
'cause
Steelers?
I think he was a better quarterback than Eli. Eli benefited from having a great defense those years, and I mean, like you said, gave me inches. If David Tyree didn't catch that thing on his helmet, the Pats win at least one more.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the truth. I think, but think about this too. Big Ben led the Steelers. Now, granted, the Steelers when he was a rookie were freaking good. Like,
Yeah.
in terms
Like,
of weapons,
Ridiculously good.
he led them as a rookie to the AFC Championship game. Like they were talking about Big Ben being the youngest guy to ever lead his team to a Super Bowl when he was a rookie. Just for the fact of, I mean, and I do. I think Big Ben's a lot better quarterback than Eli Manning. So I think that he would at least led this Giants to at least
I would say at least 3.
3. I agree. In the same on the same hat too. Do the Steelers draft Manning or Phillip Rivers?
That's true.
You know, I mean,
That's very true.
or do Manning or do the Chargers and the Steelers trade quarterbacks?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
So Leedy says if Ben was drafted by the Giants, then our QB problem he said then the QB problem would still be
I
there.
agree.
Yeah. No, yeah. Hey, man. Yeah, like I think you guys would still be looking. But I do. Hey, Leedy, I think this. I think Big Ben would have won the Giants more Super Bowls than Eli did. I do think that. I definitely do think that.
Unless yeah. But I mean, you look at that too, Lydia. I mean,
Like the 2011 season for the 2011 season for the Giants, I think because I believe the Giants fell short in 2011. I don't think they. I don't think they. I don't know if they. I think they fell short in that year.
2011.
I think so. Hold on a second. Let me be sure. Hold on. I believe
Okay.
it's 2011. Hold on one second. I want to make sure. Yeah. That was the year Green Bay won. 2011 was Green Bay. Yep. So I do believe that the Giants in that 2011 year would have either gotten close to the Super Bowl or gotten there.
I agree, man. That's 100%. And
the one thing with Eli too is that like the Giants kind of screwed him the last half of his career. Like I don't want to say half, but the last quarter of his career, they kind of screwed him.
oh yeah.
They didn't surround him with much of anything. So
Well, and here's the question too: if Big Ben gets drafted by the Giants, does Eli suck it up and play for the Chargers, or do the Chargers draft? I mean, what happens there?
that's another question too. Yeah, that leads. Think about where that would lead you.
I mean, you think about this, and I mean, I know Archie kind of did come out and said, we're going to be happy wherever he goes. Oh, bullcrap!
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah,
He did not want. He was not going to play for the Chargers.
yeah.
He would have sat out.
Oh, he definitely would have. Definitely.
Let me ask you this, Leedy. Who was the most consistent quarterback y'all have had before Ben? Terry Bradshaw in the 70s?
I don't know. They've before they hit on Big Ben, they hit a skid there of
Because it was like Brian Leftwich was there for a little bit, wasn't he?
Leftwich, and then believe it was Leftwich, and then it was Cordell Stewart was there for a while.
Oh, Cordell Stewart, I do remember him. I do remember him. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that tomorrow and catch up on those episodes. Charlie Batch.
Charlie Batch, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's I do think so. In closing on the Big Ben to the Giants, I think Ben wins. I think Ben wins New York at least 3.
Yeah. 100%.
I think he wins them at least 3. I think they get at least one more.
At least 3, and he might have gone to 4.
They might have, they might have gone to 4 and maybe won 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because
I will say this about both quarterbacks, Big Ben and Eli, in their primes. Them dudes were tough as nails. I've seen both of them just get smoked.
Oh.
And then just get right back up. Both of those quarterbacks, Big Ben and Eli, are tough as nails. Like, tough as nails.
Early in Eli's career, he got beat up. I mean, he got absolutely beat up early. And so did Big Ben. But
yeah, both of them did. They got absolutely crushed early on. Before
only
the
good thing-
Steelers righted that offensive line, he was getting smoked. What's up, Flight? What's going on, brother?
the only thing about Ben was he was just so big.
Yeah, hard
He
to take
could
down.
he could do a better job, absorbing those hits, and it's exactly hard to take down. Now, are we going to the other NBA one?
You want to do the I think the last one we got this is the last one for the show, right?
Yeah.
I think so. We got one more, guys, and we're going to end on an NBA what if, Coach. And this is a good one. I want to get your thoughts on this because me and you talked about this a couple of times. So the last what if is, what if Jordan never got past the Spurs? Would his legacy be the same?
The Pistons?
I mean, not the Spurs. Excuse me, Pistons.
It's all good.
If Jordan never got past the Pistons, would his legacy still be the same?
No, I don't think so. Because I think he would have won at least 3, and I think the Pistons would have won another. They might have gone a 3-peat. Because Jordan's come out and said it before. The Pistons made him the player he is. He was. That tough, gritty, in your face. The Pistons did that.
The Pistons gave him his attitude.
Yes, because
The Pistons gave him his attitude. They absolutely did.
Because he had to in order to beat the Pistons.
Dude, he had to play nasty to beat the Detroit Pistons of that era. Like, because the Pistons were a no BS, punch you in the mouth kind of team, and Jordan had to play with it definitely added to his attitude. If he didn't beat that team, I do you think he would have been as good as he was? I don't know. Like, I truly don't know.
I mean, again, I don't, watching, to me, the Bad Boys is one of my favorite 30 for 30s on the basketball side. I love watching the Bad Boy Pistons. And Lambeer and who's the other big man they had? Lambeer and is it Morton? Or crap. Who was it? It's gonna drive me crazy. But I don't think I think
Flight says them Pistons was scary. And then he said, the Pistons were. We talking about?
Sean? Sean,
Billups, Richard, and
What's-
Hamilton. Yeah,
no, it was the Isaiah Thomas,
Thomas,
Joe Lambeard.
it was before. So the era before them.
It was the late '80s or early '90s Pistons.
Yeah, it was I think it was 89 to 94.
Dennis Rodman was on the Bad Boys. Like I said, gosh, there's the guy. He's an NBA analyst now. I cannot freaking remember his name.
Flight, you gotta go. You gotta go back about 4 years, 4 or 5 years from when you were saying Billups from Billups and Hamilton. You got to go back 4 years from them.
This was the first Pistons run of championships.
Yeah,
Let me look. I'm looking here.
I think 4 or 6 years.
John Stanley was on that team. That's who I was trying to think of. John Stanley.
So
Chuck Daly was the coach.
So JD's a Bears fan, and he said if Rodgers got drafted to the Bears, they would have 3 to 4 Super Bowls minimum, and we agree.
Yeah,
we definitely we're
100%.
100% agree.
100%. I mean, Pistons. This is going to drive me crazy because I just watched that freaking documentary a week ago.
But
Joe, Joe Dumars.
JD's a hoop guy too. So I want to get his thought out. JD, we asked. I don't know if you heard it earlier. We asked, what if Michael Jordan never beat the Pistons? What if he never got past the Pistons? Would his legacy still be the same? That's the what if. So what if Jordan never got past the Pistons? I think the Pistons would have. I think the Pistons would have gone on to at least win 2 more.
Yeah, and I think too. Do we look at Scottie Pippen in the same light? Do we look at Pippen being the best second man of all time if they didn't get past the Pistons? Because if you again, I'm going back to the Bad Boys documentary, and Lambeard said it. We weren't going to break Jordan, but we could break Scottie Pippen. We could break him, and that's what they did. They broke Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
And until Scottie Pippen got tough, and the Last Dance showed, when he got up, got hammered, got up, didn't say anything, and Joe Lambert's like, oh, crap. We're in trouble.
Hey, Karam, that's a good one. What if KD stuck it out and stayed with OKC with the team they have now?
I would not like KD even more than I do now. Because he prevented my Spurs from winning a couple of championships.
Single-handedly, too.
Yeah. I'm not bitter about it, though.
Not bitter about it whatsoever.
Not bitter about it, though. And here's another question on the Bulls on that side. Do the Bulls go after Dennis Rodman?
That's a good question. I don't know if they would have even gone out. Yeah, I don't know if they would have even gone after him either.
I mean, but again, Jordan, and me and you were talking about it. Jordan hates Isaiah Thomas. He does not like Isaiah Thomas. He does not like Joel Embiid. He does not like those bad boy Pistons.
No, he hates.
But he always
credit him though.
Yes,
he credits him for the attitude, for the grit.
Well, and you think about it too. He started lifting. I mean, after they got beat that second time, he started putting muscle on so he could get through that series, because he knew it was going to be a physical, tough series. But I mean, it's crazy. I think Jordan and the Bulls win. I think they win 3, but I don't think they go on that first three-peat.
Yeah.
because I think the Pistons would have stayed together as long as they could. Because they won.
The Pistons organization would have kept that late '80s, early '90s team together. If you want my opinion, I think they would have kept it together until '96 at least.
Until they had to.
That's what I'm saying. 96, I believe people would have started. The contracts were up for a lot of those teams.
Because Lambert retired like in 96,
96, I think. 95 or 96.
Isaiah Thomas had to retire because of injury.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Joe Dumars had to Dumars played the longest of that whole group. But,
yeah.
I mean...
But let's kind of break it down. Do you think the legacy would have been as great as it is if he hadn't got past the Pistons?
No, I
probably
don't.
not.
Because again, the Pistons forced Jordan to be tough. It forced Jordan to have that. I'm going to freaking break your leg to get this win.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna have to break my leg for me to not be on the court.
Yeah. No doubt.
They forced him to be gritty and tough. Because that's what they were. They were gritty and tough.
Because I don't think Jordan had that killer instinct until that series with the Pistons. Mm-hmm. They kind of brought that. Like, if you watch that, right, watch that series, and every game, Jordan got progressively more, like, pissed off. Like, you could see him play progressively more aggravated every game.
Mm-hmm. It was funny that talking about Lambert, and again, Lambert, as openly said, if Jordan goes up in the air, we got 3 guys coming in, and we're going to bring him down.
Yeah.
And one of the Jordan rules was do not let Jordan get in the air.
Yeah.
You do not let him get in the air. You're going to hammer him and hammer him and hammer him every time he comes in the paint.
Water King, that's a fact. Jordan does play better when someone triggers him, when someone pushes him. Absolutely, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, you look at that series in 80, was it 89?
89, 90, I think.
89, and you look at Jordan's physique then you look at Jordan's physique in like the 92.
Yeah, 92 was when it was like,
he put on
like
15 pounds of muscle again, but he said because I had to.
Yeah.
I would not survive that Pistons series if I did not put on muscle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm with you. I don't think his legacy would have been the same. I think that series with the Pistons taught him how to play kind of mean and kind of aggressive and that kind of take no prisoners attitude that he had.
Oh yeah, just that again, that gritty style we love Jordan of win at all cost. Freaking Pistons. I mean, it was the Pistons.
Yeah.
That taught him
that team. Well, I shouldn't even say that era of the Pistons, that like late '80s to like mid '90s era of the Pistons, they had that no BS, like punch you in the mouth, no excuses, kind of attitude, and it really did force a lot of these teams that went up against them to completely change completely change the way they looked at the game. Because no team ever played at very few teams played at that type of physicality at the time.
Oh yeah, and you look at it like, and you always think about again. Only reason I'm saying this because I watched the Bad Boy Pistons, then I watched The Last Dance when they talked about playing the Bad Boy Pistons.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you talk about like. Think about this: Larry Bird losing his cool in the '89 season, like one about to fight the whole Pistons team because he got tired of Joe Lambert, or not Joe. He got tired of just getting fouled all the time. But Isaiah Thomas said it. He said it was the East Coast Dynasty and the Celtics, the West Coast Dynasty and the Lakers, and we were the redhead stepchild in the middle.
Yeah, they were trying to punch their way into that picture.
Yeah,
And
they
they weren't
did.
gonna and they weren't afraid. That's the thing. Like they were the first kind of team to be like, we're not you're the 16, 15 time world champ, probably I think 14 at the time probably 14 championships at the time. It's like, no, we ain't afraid of you. We're coming there and we're gonna punch you in the mouth. Like that they were that type of a team. Flight, they were good, man. You should those clips of those old that late 80s, early 90s Pistons, dude, like you want to talk about, like, you should look some of those clips up on YouTube.
Or
the Lambeer days, dude, like you want to talk about like taking no BS from any team.
Mm-hmm.
Watch those clips. They'll show you how to play physical, how to play D, how to like bang people around. It's impressive.
Oh yeah, and Flight, I highly recommend, if you get a chance, watch 30 for 30, the Bad Boys, on ESPN Plus. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah,
and it goes into their mentality.
Yeah,
and them having to get over the hump of the Celtics and the Pistons and the Lakers.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And it just, that type, and you think about this, they didn't have flagrant fouls back then.
Yeah,
they developed the flagrant foul rule because the Pistons would just knock the hell out of you.
Yeah. Oh, dude, they'd be throwing elbows and stuff in the paint. Like, dude, like it was when you played them, they played nasty. Like they threw. There was no.
Oh, there's a scene in the Bad Boys where Lambert and the other big man, they look at each other, go tap tap, and Lambert said that meant I hit him, he hits him, and he hits the floor. That's what tap tap means.
Yeah, it was that attitude, dude. It was they changed the way people had to play them. And people had like the league play. Like that's one of those teams where they just that attitude that they brought was something, and it stuck with teams too. You know what I mean?
And you think about this. I think about what came out of that. Rodman.
Yeah.
Is Rodman that gritty guy without the Pistons? Is he that gritty, hold nothing back guy without Joe Lambert and Isaiah Thomas?
I don't know, man.
I think he is, but
that's a what if on its own.
Oh yeah, because I think Rodman. I mean, you even watch anything on him? It's his situation growing up was crappy, but I think the Pistons gave him stability. He was normal, quote unquote normal, when he was with Detroit.
Yeah. But what do you say, Coach? I think that's all we got for today for episode 1. But we got a lot more coming. There's some good ones coming up on the next episode of What If. It's we got some Patriots ones. We got some really good basketball ones. But I think that is all we got for y'all for tonight. Coach, thanks for coming on and hanging out and helping me out.
Of course. I appreciate you having me on, Bobby.
No problem, brother. But that's going to do it for us, guys, for this episode of What If. We will definitely be back for future episodes as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned. At the end of this, I am going to I got to put the other Coach K's link in the description of this video. I will drop that link so you guys can go and drop that man a subscription as well.
I appreciate that, man.
But once again, guys, thanks for watching. We got plenty more in the pipeline and in the works coming up. So stay tuned for another episode of What If. But for tonight, Butcher's Block and Patriots Talk and the other Coach K. And we got 2 words for you if you ain't down with us. Suck it!